Thank you, AC. Appreciate everybody being here. I guess before we get into Rice, I would like to just recognize all the veterans. It's Veterans Day today. I'd like to recognize them, all the men and women that have or are currently serving this country. I just want you to know how much I and we as a football program appreciate your sacrifices and everything you've done to allow us to live in this great country. So I salute you today. I appreciate you and have a lot of respect for what you do and what you've done for this country. So got Rice coming in here. Both of us are coming off open dates. So obviously they haven't won a game yet. I told our team this week that there's by no stretch of the imagination should we or can we overlook or underestimate this team. You look at their games, most of them are one-score games, two-score games in there. They've played everybody very competitive. Defensively, I think they're as talented as anybody we've played. They're struggling offensively, but their defense is keeping them in the game. And Mike has done a great job of getting them to continue to play hard, and they're doing that. So this team coming in here may not have won a game yet, but this is a team that has got our full attention, and we've got to get better. We haven't done anything to overlook anybody anyway, so we've got to make sure we have a great week of practice and preparation, both mentally and physically, as we get ready for this team coming in here.
You and I talked on Wednesday about how the bye week went. Can you just reiterate about how the guys came out firing and it was a good bye week for you guys?
Yeah, I think so. I've said all along that I can't fault this team's effort. We're playing hard. We're just not playing very good at times, but we're playing hard. We practice. We got a great mental intensity at practice. Our focus is good at practice, and we've got to make sure that carries over to the game. And sometimes it has, and sometimes it hasn't at times, and that's the frustrating part. But no, this team is, they're giving it everything they have. We got a lot of people hurt, but we're not making excuses, and we come to practice every day. So I thought the 2 days of practice we had last week and then the one yesterday, Sunday, have been 3 good practices in preparation for this game.
You kind of mentioned the Salute to Armed Forces and Veterans game is Saturday. Just how proud are you of the event that it's kind of become here? It seems like it's one of the better in conference football around that.
Well, I think the big thing is it's just a very small way to honor those men and women for what they've done. And you think about it, what they've sacrificed, what they've done, and we're going to recognize them for a few minutes at a football game really doesn't do justice for what they've done for this country. So, I'm proud of what MTSU does in recognizing our veterans, our men and women. And to me, it's just a very, very small token to show our appreciation for what they've done. So I'm glad Middle Tennessee puts as much effort into recognizing, our veterans as what they do. And they deserve a lot more than the 5 minutes of recognition at a football game. But to me, it's 5 minutes that we can show them how much we appreciate them.
The passing game's kind of been a struggle these last couple of weeks. I mean, what was the message to Asher and the rest of the quarterbacks going into the bye week and this week?
We got to get better. It's been more than a couple of weeks, and you go back to, FAU. We throw 3 interceptions, threw for some yards, but we didn't protect the ball very good. And then next week was North Texas, and we threw for both quarterbacks threw for about 100 125 or 130, and then FIU, we threw for 30, and Charlotte we throw for 120 or 115, whatever it is. So we've struggled, throwing the ball, the last 4 games really, and in this day and time, if you can't throw the ball, you're going to have a hard time moving the ball, and we've struggled moving the ball. We've gotten a little bit better running the ball, but still not to the level we need to be, the consistent level we need to be. So we've got to get better. We've got to, it's an area of concern to me, that we're not as efficient throwing the ball in the passing game as we need to be to have a chance to win. And you sit at home Saturday and you watch a bunch of games on TV, and it's, you guys know, been here a long time, that you gotta be able to throw the ball, to win games, especially in this league.
Two-part, injuries. Number one, anything changed on anybody? And with, I guess, at Charlotte, you had 21 scholarship players you were playing with that. Have you gone through anything with that many before?
Chip, we're up to 24 now, and no, it's been one of those years where, you think about it, you start in August, and you got 24 scholarship players that started in August that if you played today wouldn't play, and it's almost a third of your team, so it affects so many different areas, not only on game day, but it affects how you can practice. You don't have enough bodies to practice scout teams and all that. We're doing it, but not at the level we need to be. So I'm not overly optimistic that we'll get anybody back that we didn't have going into the Charlotte game. We lost a couple guys in Charlotte that won't play this week, but it's been a grind. It's it's one of those years, and I've always said it. Nobody practices safer, nobody practices smarter than what we do, and it's just been a lot of unfortunate things that have happened throughout the course of the year.
Their linebacker, Blaze Aldridge, has 74 tackles, 16 tackles for loss, I think, is third in the conference. Just what makes him good that you've seen on film?
Well, I think the big thing, and this is a compliment to their whole defense, is just how hard they play. They're strong, they're physical, but they play really hard. And he's a relentless player. He gets around the ball. He's physical, in the box, and he's a good tackler in space. So he's just overall he's a really good football player.
Can you address just the uniqueness of never having played Rice before and been in the league for 6 years?
Yeah, it's we've played North Texas and UTEP and San Antonio twice, Southern Miss twice, maybe 3 times. It's been different. Just the way the schedule's fallen. That I think there's some other teams like La Tech. I don't think they've played Charlotte, or some teams from the East. So I think just when you add teams, like we added UAB and some other teams there, Old Dominion, that just the scheduling may get out of whack a little bit. But when you have 14 teams in the league, it's going to take some time to get around to playing everybody. But it is a little bit different. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Have a great week.